about call to success in your business, because when we don't know, we end up doing everything in our business. We end up being the jack of all trades or the Jill of all trades. And while that's okay to begin with, it's going to keep your business small, it's going to keep you stuck, and it's going to keep you working really, really hard. And I don't know about you, but I didn't get into business to work really, really hard. I can go and do that for someone else if I want to. I got into business so that I could have freedom and flexibility. So when you get really clear on what your critical success factors are, freedom and flexibility show up, which is awesome. So let's jump in and talk about potentially what you're doing now, or what I see lots of business owners, female business owners, doing. And then let's talk about what's going to happen next. But before I do that, I forgot. Workbook. If you haven't already got the workbook, the worksheets, comment workbook below and my team will get a copy out to you. If you're watching the replay of this, which some of you might be, on this page somewhere there's a little download button. It's generally pink. Click on it and grab yourself a copy of the workbook. You're going to want it while we're doing this, because we're going to actually work through some of the things. So go and grab it. Let's talk through this and we'll go from there. So why is this important? Well, at the moment, you, my friend, are drowning in the business of busyness. You have mistakenly thought that being busy means that your business is being successful. In fact, you're wearing your busyness as a badge of honor. People ask you, how are you? And you're like, so busy, because we think that busy equals lots of clients, equals lots of customers, equals lots of guests, equals lots of money. It doesn't. Busy just tells me you don't know what your priorities are. And so you end up feeling like this woman, we've got 300 things on the go all at once, all the time, and everything's important. And that's not true. So we've got to stop languishing in the world of busyness. It really is the number one problem for women in business. When you own the business, it's very easy to get caught up in everything that needs doing rather than what really needs doing. And so busyness has to go. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you for the next month that you are not allowed to use the word busy. It is not powerful for you. I want you to use a powerful word. I want to say full on and loving it. I want to say building my ideal business. I want to say, oh my goodness, lots of amazing new clients coming on board. I want you to stop using busy, because busyness is keeping you trapped, and we're going to stop doing it. Oh, jump too far ahead. All right. The other thing that you're potentially doing is penny pinching. And I don't mean penny pinching like in the literal term, but penny pinching in terms of your time. I'm just going to keep this really, really simple. Poor people save money with time. Rich people save time with spending money. Stop penny pinching with your time. Your time is so much more valuable than the little penny pinching tasks that you are doing with it. Stop it. Stop spending all day in your emails. Stop spending time cleaning in your business. Stop spending time, unless you happen to run a cleaning organization, I want you to stop spending time pinching pennies by going, it will be cheaper if I just do it myself, which is only true if your time is free. When you start valuing your time and stop penny pinching with it, you will find everything shifts. So no more penny pinching. I see you. I see you going, oh, it'll be free if I do it. It'll be cheaper if I do it. If those words come out of your mouth, you are penny pinching. You need to stop. All right. The other thing you are doing is you are a thief, man. You are stealing jobs from the people that should be doing them. Now, sometimes these are people that are already inside your organization. Sometimes you have team members or contractors that are there for you to do these jobs. And you, my friend, are stealing them back because you can do them better, right? You can do them faster. Again, not a good use of your time. If you have an amazing team, if you have great employees or contractors or outsourced companies, then stop taking jobs back off them. If you've given it to them, if you've empowered them, if you know that they can do a job, then your job is to coach and support and nurture them and hold them to the expectations that you have for that task, that you have for that role. You're not allowed to put your hand in their pocket and steal it back from them when they're not looking because you think you can do a better job. so important. Our ego does this to us. Our ego drags us back into things in our business that we don't need to be doing. So if you are doing tasks because you think it's faster to do it yourself, you do it better yourself, or clients are specifically asking for you, customers are specifically asking for you as the owner of the business, you are stealing jobs of other people and you need to stop. Your job is to build a business that allows them to do their job and do it really well. If you are struggling with this, we have some frameworks that we can help you with. In fact, comment if this is a problem for you, and I will make sure the team get you the Rockstar Team checklist, because you shouldn't need to pick up jobs that you have delegated to someone else and do them again. Okay? I see ya putting yourself back in there in the middle of your business. All right, instead, you're going to think about yourself like this. You are small and mighty. You are the linchpin. All right, you are the thing that holds everything together and makes sure everything works together the way it's supposed to. It's not pretty all the time. Sometimes you have to, work really hard at this. But you are the linchpin. Fundamentally, without you, everything else falls apart. But at the moment, you're racing around trying to do everything else instead of just your linchpin jobs. And as the leader, as the owner, as the key founder of your organization, you need to make sure you do the linchpin jobs so that you can look after everyone else, whether that be clients, whether that be team members, whether that be family. When you focus on doing these linchpin jobs and holding it all together, everything else gets better. And the linchpin is solid and calm and centered and grounded. And if you are back in busyness, if you're back here, you're none of those things. You're just stressed and overwhelmed. So my beautiful linchpins, centered and grounded, you know what your job is, and your job is to lead the team, is to focus the team, is to make sure that the right things get done at the right time. When you know what your critical success factors is, you know that the biggest and best question you can ask is who, not how. Who can I ask how to do this? Who can I ask to teach me how? Who can do it for me? Who can I give it to? Who do I already know that could do this for me? Who, not how. What should you delegate? When you know your critical success factors, you recognize that there's an awful lot of work that you don't need to be doing. And you can delegate it to technology or to a person. So if you're going, oh, but Sarah, I'm really small. I don't have a team yet. Let me tell you that you don't need to have a team yet. Your business isn't reliant on you having a team yet. It's reliant on you knowing what things you should be working on and what things you shouldn't be working on, okay? And you can delegate. You can think about who, not how, regardless of how big you are and whether you have a team. The cool thing about 2022 is we can delegate all over the world. We can delegate through the power of technology, which is amazing. And so don't worry too much about whether you have a team or not yet, but delegation, it's a superpower in your business. Total superpower. All right, enough of that. Okay, so who, not how. And as a business owner, as the leader of your business, you are very focused on the right things to do every day, consistently. You know what will make this business successful and what will make it fail, and you make sure those things get done without fail each and every day, each and every week. If you think about any major successful business that you know about, think of the big names, they do one thing really, really well. They are focused on the critical success factor for their business, and I want the same for you. All right, so you got this in your workbook. So let's have a chat a little bit about what the two differences are, right? So if this is my busy business owner over here, they see their time as free. They see their team as, how do I say this nicely? They see their team as one more problem, as one more thing to do, as another set of tasks, okay? So if you're busy, you see your time is free, you see your team as a problem, just another thing to do. And you are doing everything. Yeah. So even if you said you were giving this job to someone else, let me just move my face. You are still stepping in and doing it. And maybe you're not doing it, but you're kind of micromanaging. You're going, oh, can you do it like this and like that? And can you tweak it? And can you change it? And expecting them to do it exactly like you. And so because they don't, you step in. So if you're a busy business owner, you're seeing yourself as, you're seeing your time is free, you're seeing your team is extra work to deal with, and you are constantly stepping in and doing work that someone else could do or a piece of technology could do, right? Successful people are completely different. They see their time as highly valuable, like lots of dollar signs. Whenever they give away a time, they see it as very expensive and they will happily pay to get someone else to do the job. They see team as the solution. They know that they can't do everything and they will build a team and empower a team and coach a team and lead a team in order for them to be the solution for them. So much so that the team end up doing things better than they are. So when you're successful, you have team that are better at things than you. I have so many amazing team. We have one team member in our tourism business. She's made herself redundant like 3 times. She still works for us. When I say she's made herself redundant, she's done her job so well, built systems so well, created such great processes that she doesn't have to work as hard. She doesn't have to work as long. And guess what? We still pay her like she was working when she first started. All right? So the team is the solution. Team is a game changer. And then the last piece is we only do what is critical. If you want to be a successful business owner, you only do what is critical to the success of your business, and you spend your very expensive time on just those things. We want to move from being busy to successful. We have to, first and foremost, stop seeing our time as free. We need to stop seeing other humans as the problem, and we need to stop doing everything. You're not the jack of all trades. Nowhere in the dictionary does it say entrepreneur, business owner, a person so highly talented that they can save everything from the impending doom that is coming. It doesn't say that anywhere, yet that's how we behave in our businesses. And it keeps us stuck, it keeps us busy. So instead, you're going to say, hey, my time's expensive. Is this the best use of my time? Who can help me out? Who can do this for me? And I know what's critical. And for most of you, you're sitting there right now going, I don't know what's critical. So really fundamental, simple question for you is, this one, is not saying I'm too busy, right? I talk about this a lot. I'm too busy is short for it's not important to me. And I've got the wee money person here, and some of you are going, oh, money's not a big deal to me. It is. It is a big deal to you. Not to keep the cash and swim around in it like Scrooge McDuck, but to do something with it that matters. You have to make your money matter. So if you have loved ones, if you have a partner, if you have children, the money matters. Building your business to a point where you are financially free and financially certain means you get the house of your dreams. Maybe you don't own your own home right now. You can own your own home. It's a reality. You can build a business that financially generates more income than you ever thought possible. You know, I was talking to someone the other day and she's like, oh, well, what I'd love to earn is 200,000. I was like, totally, we can do that. Really? I'm like, yeah, I reckon we can do that in 12 months. Like, you're saying you're too busy instead of saying, I'm going to work on what's most important. And in your business, you're doing this all the time and you're working on the things that are easy rather than the things that are critical. So let's think about what's critical. And it's really simple. You're no more than 3 of these in your business. When you're the leader, sometimes you end up with 3 purely because you don't have other people in there when you're the owner of the business, when it's small. As you get bigger and bigger and bigger organizations, and you'll know, some of you will know that I do work sometimes in the hospitals. People will, when I say to the certain roles in the hospital, I'll say, what is your critical success factor? What is the one thing or 2 things or 3 things that you must do really, really well. Otherwise, your area of the hospital will fail or do really badly. And the number one thing they will say is patient care. Like, awesome. How much time did you spend on patient care last week? They're like, oh, I spent more than 20 hours last week in meetings. I'm like, cool. How many patients in those meetings? They're like, none. So when we're not aligned with our critical success factors, we end up doing things that we don't need to be doing. Meetings is a really good example. Probably not so much for you and me because we're in small businesses. There's not lots of people to meet with. But if you do have a lot of meetings, you want to make sure that they are focused on your critical success factors. So if in a hospital, a doctor's number one critical success factor is patient care, what's yours? What are the 3 activities at the most? You might have less. 3 activities in your business that if you didn't do them at all, or you did them really badly, the business would fail. Now, for some of you, that's going to be sales because you haven't got a sales team. So you need to be constantly ensuring that there is people selling or you selling your business, your product, your service, your experience. Potentially, you have a team. If you have a team, maybe one of your critical success factors is growing and nurturing and leading and building your team so that who can do this, not how. Maybe in this area, you have to be learning and upskilling about your particular service or your particular product so that you are the expert in your field. To give you an example, my husband, Johnny, and I, we run a tourism business. We have a little team, not a big team. So he has 2 critical success factors that he is responsible for in his business, that if he didn't do them, the business would fail. One is maintaining the vessel. So we have a 75-ton boat made out of steel. If we don't maintain it, we don't look after it, the sea will eat it, and we won't have a asset to run our business from. So that's one of his critical success factors. We will fail if something bad happens to that boat, we will fail. His second critical success factor is selling trips on the boat. More importantly, selling what we call private charters, selling in big groups, not one by one by one by one. Those are his 2 critical success factors. No one else is doing those things. He must do those. There are other things that have to happen, like the boat has to operate, but Jody doesn't have to do that, because if I had to give him a 3rd critical success factor, I'd say his 3rd critical success factor is leading and coaching his team to do everything else in the business so he doesn't have to. So what are your critical success factors? How much time are you currently spending on each of those critical success factors? Because my guess is probably not as much as you should. So once you've figured out what those critical success factors are, that's where you want to focus your time. So you're going to stop doing some things this week and start working on the critical success factors, because when you focus your time in on those right things, you become the linchpin in your business. You stop all the busyness. You start getting paid what you're worth. You move from being busy to being successful. You stop telling people that these tasks aren't important when actually they're fundamentally critical to your business being successful, and you actually spend some time on them. So you do what's critical. Your time, what you get paid for your time, goes up, and you start seeing team, you start seeing people as the solution to what you're doing. Everything's going to change. You're going to move from busy to successful. So again, if you want the workbook, comment workbook below, or if you're watching the replay, there's a wee download your workbook here. Go away, figure out what your critical success factors are, and start working on them and them only. The reality is everything else you could stop doing and your business would still be fine. And for most of you, that is going to change the game for you substantially. All right, got to go. Talk to you all real soon.